everybody, welcome back to Whiskey and Rides. I'm Justin. We are just 2 weeks away from the big road trip heading south to Sturgis, the 82nd Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. Couldn't be more excited. Work is an absolute slog to get through, but we're almost there. I wanted to take a couple minutes and just talk about some things I learned on my last trip that are definitely influencing this trip. And, you know, maybe it'll help somebody else out in planning their trip. Also hoping if you've got some tips, some ideas, some things that you always do when you go to the rally, put them down below there in the comments. You know, we got some time before we're heading out, and if there's some changes I can make to the trip, definitely want to make sure I do it. So, anyway, what did I learn in Sturgis in 2019? Well, I think the first thing that I really learned was the Sturgis Rally is incredibly huge. And in that, I mean, it covers a very large area. You know, Spearfish, Sturgis, Rapid City. There's riding all over the place, the Black Hills. So it's geographically a big event. But maybe more surprising was just how many people are crammed in. When we went in 2019, it was pretty busy. Forecasts for this year are actually even more people. I think they're forecasting about 500,000 people showing up this year. So it's going to be a busy place. And you know what that does is it causes some challenges, I guess. You know, when I think about going down to that part of the world, the riding's amazing, but there are so many people there that they lower the speed limits, and there's a lot of congestion, especially on the real popular routes like the Needles Highway and things like this. And not that that's bad, but it definitely changes the riding experience. So like I said, I guess the first thing is really just appreciating how big and how busy it is. So second, I guess, kind of connected to that is that because the event is so big, it's kind of like Vegas. There's literally anything you want to do there, you probably can, especially if it's motorcycle related. Anything from burnout events, dirt track stuff, big group rides, buying parts, bands, you name it, it's there. And we made the mistake last time of not really planning ahead. We went down with the idea that we would just figure it out when we got there. We stayed at Buffalo Chip, so the nightly entertainment was, I guess, a little bit taken care of, I guess you could say. But during the day, there was so much, and it actually ate up some of our time trying to figure out what to do every day. So I guess my number 2 suggestion on this is, if you're going to go down, take some time and plan ahead. And I'm not saying build an itinerary and a must-do list, you know, that you're going to stick to religiously. I mean, unless that's your thing, I guess that's fine. But have 4 or 5 things that are absolutely must-dos, and make sure you try to fit them in. You'll undoubtedly find things when you get down there that you change your mind and you want to do, or something piques your interest, and plans will totally change and go out the window. That's okay. But if there's something you really want to do, make sure you kind of put it in the calendar and plan ahead for it. So I guess the next thing that I found kind of interesting, maybe a little surprising, is to do with carrying cash. Now, when I travel, I generally don't really carry much cash. I'll carry 100, maybe 200 bucks in my wallet, kind of a just in case money. But I pay for everything on my credit card. And when we went down to Sturgis in 2019, certainly most of the vendors were able to take credit cards, and we didn't have any real hardships. But there were definitely a couple times when we went somewhere where having a little more cash would have been really nice. There was a couple parts vendors that I wanted to buy something from, you know, small guys that just didn't have the capability of taking credit cards. You know, tipping waitresses, things like that. So one of the things I'm definitely doing different this year is I'm taking a bit more cash, break it up, of course, so I don't end up in a position where I could lose it all and really ruin my holiday. But yeah, anyway, going to Sturgis, bring some cash. So another mistake I made the last time I went down, and I call this a rookie mistake, and is I packed way too much. You know, I don't know really why I did, but I had, you know, probably a half a dozen pair of jeans and, you know, 8 or 10 t-shirts, and, you know, I really didn't need it. I ended up buying some more stuff there, of course, and so now I have to pack all the stuff that I took down back, plus all the stuff that I bought. It just became kind of a pain in the ass. Undoubtedly, there's going to be, you know, t-shirts a guy buys, and there's a Walmart right there if you really kind of get stuck and need something. So, lesson learned this year, I'm packing a lot lighter. I'll take certainly the necessities, but I'm planning on buying some stuff while I'm there anyway, so I'm going to really slim down what I take. So, another thing that I really was a little surprised by, maybe in Sturgis, and I don't know why, I shouldn't have been, but it has to do with riding. And now Sturgis is an absolutely world-class area to ride. The Black Hills are phenomenal, Needles Highway, all those great roads. But one of the things that I was, I guess, a little surprised by is how technical some of the riding was. And I'm by no means a novice rider, but it was pretty incredible how difficult some of those roads were to ride, and how kind of on your game, I guess, you had to be. And what I guess surprised me a little bit and worries me a little bit is that there were a lot of, I'll say, novice or new riders down there, maybe unconfident riders. And what worried me is, you know, I know I'm going to ride to my skill level, but are they riding to theirs? So with the amount of people down there, it becomes incredibly important to really be aware of what's going on around you, leave a little extra distance, and enjoy the roads and the rides, but be aware that you're probably not going to be able to ride them as hard as you normally would if you were there any other time of year. And I guess the last thing that I'm not really surprised about, but a lot of people that I talked to after I came back had questions about was, you know, how safe was it at Sturgis? And I think they were making a bit of a connection that you've got, you know, 500,000 bikers in one place, and is there fights and problems starting, and, you know, all that kind of good jazz. And I'll tell you right now, you go anywhere in the world, you put people together, there's a potential for a problem. I don't care if they're bikers or any other mix of people. But it's been my experience that Sturgis was incredibly safe. We never felt any time that we were going to have a problem. You know, if you go out looking for trouble, I'm sure you're going to find it, but we felt incredibly safe the whole time we were there. We met some amazing people and had a really good time. And so I'm going back again this time. It's definitely going to be a different trip with a bunch of guys versus the wife and another couple. But I tell everybody that the people we met were fantastic, and we had absolutely no problems the whole time we were there. So if you're thinking about going to Sturgis, you're a little apprehensive, not sure about what to make of it, I would say bite the bullet and go. Have a great time. Go with the expectations that you're going to have fun, and I'm sure you will. So anyway, I think that's about all I've got for tonight. If you haven't done so yet, hey, do me a favor, go ahead, hit that subscribe button down below there. We've had a pile of people join and subscribe here the last couple weeks. Super excited to see it. We're on track to probably hit 100 subscribers in the next week or so. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button for me, help grow the channel, and until next time, this is Whiskey and Rides.